What is up, YouTube? HPJ here, and good afternoon to you all. Today, we're going to be taking a look at some brand new cards for Yu-Gi-Oh! Rush Duel, as one is actually a very iconic card for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Series, while the other card itself is is a brand new Harpie support card that, yes, even if you think it's a little slow for Harpies itself, you have to remember that this is going to be made for Rush Duel. So there are going to be a lot of differences between support here and there. While saying that, don't fret, of course, I was going to eventually talk about it. And I think these are really cool cards. It's actually because one is so iconic to being used in a lot of winged beast decks. That's right, I'm talking about Icarus Attack. And the other happens to be the new Harpie Trap that has some really good potential in Rush Duel. If it was in regular Yu-Gi-Oh, it'd probably just be looked at as like a gimmick card, which of course it's always going to be like that. So it is what it is. But enjoy the support that we get because baby, enjoy the memories that they create. So with that said, why don't we go ahead and take a look at him? First off is Harpie's Feather Tempest. Harpie no Hane Arashi? Yeah, Arashi. It is a normal trap card, and its requirements is that when your opponent normal summons a monster, uh, shuffle a total of 2 Harpie Lady and or Harpie Ladies from your graveyard into your deck. Then the effect is to destroy the special summon monster. If you return a normal monster to the deck with this card's effects requirements, then you can choose one monster your opponent controls and change its battle position. Either attack position to face down defense position, or defense position into face up attack position. Then the other iconic card is Icarus Attack, which is known in the OCG as God Bird Attack. It's a normal trap card. It's a legend trap card at that. Requirements is that when your opponent normal or special summons a monster, or your opponent activates a spell, you can send one face-up Wingy Beast monster you control to the graveyard. Effect: choose up to 2 cards your opponent controls and destroys them. So yeah, this is the changes to Icarus Attack, and this is the inclusion of Harpie Feather Tempest. Now, let's take a look at Tempest. So Tempest is basically destruction of a monster that's normal summoned in Book of Moon or Book of Taiyu, depending on if you decide to send back the normal monster in the graveyard, which 9 out of 10, yeah, it's going to be Harpie Lady. So they're really trying to promote the play between the effect Harpies and the normal monster Harpie Lady. So I think this is a good thing because of the fact that it's going to generate the hey guys, you can play all these Harpies in the deck and they'll benefit from each thing in the deck, but also having different variations of support cards to assist them. But I think for the additional effect that this card has, which is basically either Book of Moon monster or Book of Taiyu monster, that can come in really good. That can come in handy. But the thing is that it's a normal summon on your opponent's turn, and that itself isn't going to be too easy because it has to be your opponent normal summon. Now, here's the things. You can do this because neither of these are once per turn, so you can easily do this. Um, Pop out one monster, flip the other, then pop the next monster, and then flip another one. It's kind of what's going to. To me, I feel like at that point, it's just oh, this is the thing. This is the thing. I think for the most part, the destruction effect is actually one just to clear out the board. The Book of Moon is only going to be there if you want to get rid of something that was maybe special summoned and it's having some lingering effects on the field, or you're just trying to disrupt your opponent from doing these. The thing is that you're also going to have to remember in Rush Duel, they're able to do multiple summons that turn. So you do stop the one normal summon or summons, there's a whole bunch of other summons that can. I think one normal can be doing. I don't know why there's an. Well, oh yeah, because the action. Okay, never mind. But yeah, is yeah, this is basically a if your opponent's going and if they have a monster that has really low stats, you can take advantage. Other than that, I mean, this would be a great card if you get this from the dark side. Because it does have Harpie in its name. This is basically now what? Our third feather? No, our fourth feather card. Because there's Harpie's Feathers. Harpie's Feather Duster, Harpie's Feather Storm, Harpie's Feather Rest, Harpie's Feather Tempest. So we have four feathered cards in the game. Then in addition to that, you look over and you're like, wow, these are just really this is probably the most watered down version of anything. It's like I said, it's just Book of Moon or Book of Caillou in distraction to being a trap hole, essentially. Like it's basically a trap hole. That's really all it's doing. Um, but I mean, hey, if it works, it works. Also, I want to show you guys the actual image of the card, which is right here. And it is beautiful artwork. This is very beautiful artwork. I do believe that this is Harpie Lady 1's feathers, as her feathers are green. I was going to say maybe it's Harpie, it's Cyber Harpies, but Cyber Harpie's not in the game. And I think between Harpie Lady 1 and Harpie Ladies, the middle monster, I'm going to say Harpie Lady M. I think this, for the most part, is most likely their feathers being showcased in cards are still gorgeous. Remember, every feathered card has that gorgeous, sparkling look to Duster, Feather Storm. Feather S is more so just here's the Harpies at rest. So, because in the OCG it's called Harpies Feather Roosting, and the effect is that basically the girls are at rest. While here, this is just another, feather card of some type of destruction that'll show, but it's basically just flipping monsters face up and face down. Now, Icarus attack. Icarus attack. Now, this is not the Icarus attack we know here in the OCG. Now, this is the Icarus attack we know, which is you tribute one winged beast monster, target up to 2 cards on the field, and destroy them. There was really no requirement for the card itself, but now there's a bit of a solemn judgment type of situation where your opponent has to normal or justice summon a monster, or after your opponent activating a spell that you send, not tribute, the winged beast monster you can fly. I think actually that's more simple. But if it does have the kanji to say send, then it has the kanji to say send. And then being able to select up to 2 cards just your opponent controls and destroys them, as opposed to selecting up to 2 cards on the field and destroy. This is more so you ain't destroying anything you control because you gotta be stuck with it. But your opponent, but you have the option to destroy anything your opponent has, and you have the option to destroy up to 2 of them, which is fine because taking out things is easily possible. And I think because of how Rush Duel itself is, you're most likely taking out 2 monsters, not 2 spells or traps. So yeah, it's just more so you're waiting for things to resolve, and then you spring Icarus attack, and then tribute, and you stand in, and you get. It's going to be great because this is a really good for every Winged Beast deck in Rush Duel, and it's just a really good Winged Beast support card. Too bad in the current game is really lackluster because sadly enough, it's just so many things in the actual card game that just protects itself. Like this is more so if you want to hit back row, but then again, you have to also be careful of what you hit in the back row because even nowadays, back row can be a problem, and back row can be like, "Yay, destroy me," and then I get even more effects. And if you guys want to take a look at the card itself, here is a close-up to the newer image of Icarus Attack, which, yes, also showcases Swift Birdman Joe. I'm actually quite surprised Swift Birdman Joe is not in Rush Duel, or maybe he's going to be another card that's going to be added to Rush Duel. Sadly enough, he is not considered a Harpie lady or a Harpie monster, so that's also going to be a very funny thing to see how they're going to do that. But it is nice to see the artwork itself and to see the inclusion of it in the game. Now, the only other thing that I have a problem with, and I think most people will probably agree, is this is going to be a Legends card. That means you're only going to have one trap card with Legend in the name. I'm sure with the amount of support that's in Rush Duel, you'll be perfectly fine with just one of it, or either swapping it out for Mirror Force or stuff like that. It's up to you if you want to do that. Rush Duel has its own gaming setup in the game. And I'm not gonna, before I even leave, I'm just gonna say, yeah, I love the art. It is. All right. So with that said and done, ladies and gentlemen, that is my thoughts on both Icarus Attack's inclusion into Rush Duel and the new Harpie track card, Harpie Tempest. Let me know in the comment section what you think of the new support cards. What do you think about the new Harpie trap, and what do you think about Icarus Attack's inclusion and its change up? Are you for it? Are you against it? Let me know all that in the comment section below. And with that said and done, thanks everyone for watching. I really do appreciate it. And of course, your support is always valued. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel as it helps me out tremendously. Hit the notification bell so you guys will be informed of when I do upload more content to the channel. Go and check out my VOD channel, twitch.tv, youtube.com/Harpie Player Joe VODs, or HPJ Twitch VODs, because that's where all my VODs from my Twitch channel, Harpie Player Joe, is on. And definitely check me out when I'm live. And social media links are also in the description box below. Thanks everybody for watching, and HPJ signing out. Take care.